Chay happens to be so fat that he feels like if he adds any more weight to his body, that could be the end of the line for him. Chay is a 23-year-old guy who weighs about 597 pounds. He struggles every day to do the most basic of things and hates himself for becoming so fat. He is constantly in so much pain that even his breathing hurts. Will he win his battle against his fatness? I guess we'll see. Here is how his journey begins.
I hate my life. I'm so miserable. I hurt all the... I'm in so much pain. Chest is tight. I can't hardly breathe. Day-to-day activities are becoming more and more work. It's so exhausting to do anything.
I would honestly lose my mind if I had this much difficulty in having my bath. Sadly, Chay beats himself up every day, wondering why he allowed himself to become this fat. It was very shocking seeing him stand up from that chair for real.
I'm 23 years old, and I can hardly take care of myself anymore. And that scares me. I live with my grandparents to take care of my grandmother. She depends on me.
He did not just say his grandmother depends on him. How can she depend on him when he looks like a ball and can't even pick himself up from the couch? Wow. At least he knows that if he wants to be useful to her, he has to do better with himself.
You can't do anything.
I don't know why I woke up so hungry today.
I've always loved food. As far back as I can remember, food has always been there for me.
Of course he is hungry. That's the same behavior that got him to be this size in the first place. What's devastating about Chay's situation is the fact that he is just 23 years of age. Even his grandmother says that she knows he's getting to a point where he can't do anything anymore.
I've always loved food. I had a very dark childhood. My mom and my stepdad, they would get drunk and they would take their frustrations out on me. My mother told me the only reason I was born was because the condom broke.
Ouch. That has got to be the most heartbreaking thing you could ever say to a child. I would hate myself if my mom ever said something like that to me. Chay says that whenever his parents were angry at each other, they would always take it out on him. That must have been a tough childhood.
I told him, just come stay with me. We were just going to forget this. If I could do it over, I would have took him when he was born. I would have quit my job and raised him, and I'd have took him when he was born.
You know, with mom going a lot.
That's honestly very sad. Chay says that his mom was arrested while he was young, and he had to move in with his grandparents. Sadly, they never checked anything he was eating. Whatever he wanted, he always got to eat. Looks like the end result of all that eating is him weighing over 600 pounds.
It's very difficult. If you're addicted to gambling, you don't go to casinos. If you're addicted to cigarettes, you don't have to smoke. With food, it's different.
I'm honestly surprised he can drive. Weighing over 600 pounds and looking like a giant ball, it's very surprising that he is able to fit into the car. It makes perfect sense when he says he hates going out. No one would be able to take their eyes off him looking like that.
I'm afraid in 3 or 4 months, I'll be so big that I can't go out.
You got your lift?
Yeah.
I hardly go out as it is because I can just barely fit behind the wheel of a car. I just hate going out. Going out in public makes me really uncomfortable. Thought of having to have interactions with people.
I mean, it's a weird way to look at it, but he isn't wrong. Food addiction is way different from every other type of addiction because food is already a necessity, so stopping it would mean you'd have to stop eating. I honestly doubt Chay would be able to lose any weight.
I'm too big to drive myself that far. It would just be too painful. So I called my aunt and uncle and see if they could take me, but they aren't able to. I was surprised my mom said she would. I usually can't rely on her at all, so I'm not sure how this is gonna go.
Don't worry, Chay. Dr. Now is not going to chase you away. The only way that would happen is if he proves that he can't lose some weight, and that's just going to be very devastating. He finally builds the courage to lose some weight. Good for him.
And I'm scared I won't be able to do it. This should be interesting. Wow. I knew I was close to 600 pounds. I didn't know it was that close.
He can't be serious. With all that eating, he's lucky he isn't over 600 pounds. Even I thought he weighed more than 600 pounds, given the fact that he couldn't fit properly into the car. Surprising. Let's see what the doc has to say about his situation.
Have you tried to change your eating habit?
I have in the past, yes. I've tried off and on.
You think gastric bypass will be the only solution for you to control your eating habit?
Yes, sir.
But if you're gonna eat potato chips after surgery, you're not gonna...
Dr. Now is not beating around the bush with Chay at all. He tells him to his face that he sees the surgery as a quick fix. Newsflash, that's not how it's done. If you want to lose weight, you have to put in the work and cut down on his irresponsible eating habits.
She will not get weight loss surgery.
I know I'm gonna have to change a lot of things. If I don't do this now, if I don't...
Thank goodness he knows that. If he doesn't lose all that weight, his health could go down the drain. Dr. Now wants him to lose 49 pounds in 2 months, which honestly seems like an impossible task for Chay. Will he be able to do it?
It's a lot and it's excruciating to go far.
Space, just a little bit.
The only reason I'm willing to push through and do this is I know what's riding on me being successful.
Back inside!
I need to do this.
Chay seems pretty determined to lose 40 pounds in 2 months. As he begins his exercise with his cousin, he starts to realize that the journey is not a walk in the park. For someone who loves to eat all the time, this is definitely a nightmare.
I'm really devastated right now. My grandma suffered a heart attack and there was nothing anybody could do about it. I just can't believe she's gone.
That has to be devastating. I wouldn't want to be in Chay's shoes right now. His biggest supporter and the only person who played the mother role in his life passes away. I hope this doesn't make him fall back to eating uncontrollably.
God bless you. This will conclude our service.
And food is my comfort. I want to eat so bad right now.
I think Shay's gonna fall apart. Mama was like Shay's mama. He called me, he couldn't even speak, and he just could not talk.
I just want the pain to stop.
And just like that, he goes back to the only way he knows how to comfort himself, food. I definitely saw that coming. One thing is for sure, Dr. Now is not going to be happy about the situation. But then again, it's really not Chay's fault.
Achieve so many things. I wanted her to be there with me, but now all I have left is memories. Food is the only thing bringing me any sort of comfort right now. So I'm not about to give that up. No one believed in me like my grandma did. She cheered me on and she's gone now. I don't think I can do this without her. And I don't really care about losing weight.
Someone please tell him that this is not going to end in a good way. Yes, it's obvious he is going through a bad time, but he is also putting his health at stake. It's been 4 months now, and Chay has not seen Dr. Now.
Really nervous to find out how I've done. I've hardly lost. I can't believe this. I thought I had done so much better.
So much better? Is he trying to be funny? It's as if he was not even trying to lose any weight. I'm even surprised he didn't weigh more than what the scale showed. All he's been doing is eating. Him thinking he has been losing weight is just ridiculous, and I'm sure Dr. Now is going to tell him that.
He's using stress and emotion as an excuse to eat. Everyone has these things in their life. You have to learn to deal with them in a healthy way.
Chay is so unbelievable right now. He is mad at the fact that the doc told him he was making excuses to eat and was not focusing on the fact that his health is at stake. He even goes on to say that he is done and is not coming back. Imagine that?
So we'll go ahead and step up here. How are you feeling at this point?
Good.
Good. All right, we're gonna head on over here. We're gonna do 15 reps. Okay? So inhale, exhale. You're doing great.
I'm impressed by what I see. Looks like he didn't mean any of what he said. He's putting in the work, and he is trying to make sure he meets the right weight for him to proceed to surgery. I'm sure his grandmother is going to be proud.
Everything is riding on this weigh-in. I can't believe how much I've lost. I'm so proud of myself.
Hello.
Hi there.
How y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
Isn't that just beautiful to hear? After everything he went through, he put in the work and is now ready for his weight loss surgery. Everyone is proud of him. Good job, Chay.
It'll be a process, but right now the important thing is he's ready to start.
I can't believe it. I know my grandma would be so proud of me. I'm just so excited right now.
Today we're doing weight loss surgery on Chay. It's always a concern when dealing with a patient this size.
Charity feels like a monster anytime she looks at herself in the mirror. She cries every morning because she hates how she looks, and she feels like that's how she's going to be for the rest of her life. Watching herself become this fat is devastating, and she hates herself for it. Will Dr. Now be able to help her? Here is how her journey starts.
I'm embarrassed of my body. I don't want anybody to see it. I mean, I look completely different than anybody else, so I'm embarrassed of me. I know I look like a freak. From the inside, I feel normal.
Oh my God. How did Charity allow herself to get this bad? She can't even go to the toilet herself. She says that the toilet seat can't take her weight, so the toilet is brought to her room. Geez. Now I understand why she says she looks like a monster.
I want her to be healthy so she can be around.
Charity makes me happy and I love being around her. So I take care of her most all the time, every day.
I have to make sure I stay clean everywhere.
I'm not gonna lie. She is very lucky that she has a fiancé who loves her and a daughter who always wants to take care of her. If these two individuals were not in her life, I'm afraid things would have turned out for the worst.
I just never dreamed my life could get this bad.
Jeez. Her body is actually falling apart. She has open wounds, and every time they heal and close up, they tear open again. How did she do this to herself?
I was so scared of him. I remember running when it was time for him to get off work. He would throw the dishes out of the cupboard and he would punch us in the back of the head, and it felt like my whole life was in panic all the time. every night after he passed out.
That clearly explains a lot. Charity says that while she was growing up, her father would always doctor ink and beat her up. The only way she could survive was to eat, and she loved sneaking out in the middle of the night to have some cake.
Wrong thing to do. At the time, it feels like that's the only choice. It doesn't even feel like me. It just feels like something's taken over me. Like I really have to have it.
Well, if she doesn't want her daughter to turn out like her, she needs to change a lot of things, starting with how much food she consumes. She eats like she might die if she doesn't. Even her daughter is scared that she might find her mother dead on some random morning.
An ambulance, and it takes a lot of guys usually to lift me up. It's just a hard process, and I don't want to deal with it anymore. Love you. Love you. I spent my whole life indoors or in a hospital.
For a second, there I was wondering how they would get her to see the doctor. At least that answers that question. Charity decides it's time to see Dr. Now and see if there is a chance she can be saved.
Never get food. Who get the food for you?
My fiance and my daughter.
Charity is clearly in pretty bad shape. Her situation is very serious right now.
That is devastating. Dr. Now says that she might soon lose the ability to even stand up at all. Her wounds from all the fat she has don't heal, and he needs to run some tests to see how much damage has been done. Wow.
Okay, now the other side. All right, 778. Okay, Charity is almost 800 pounds. If I send her home, I'm concerned this may be the last time I see her.
Seems like that's the only option at this point. Dr. Now can't send her home because he feels that if he does, that might be the last time he ever sees Charity. Let's hope checking her into the hospital is going to do her some good.
My whole life I've been used to eating until you're full. I still have a lot of cravings, but I have no choice here. I only have what they bring me.
My mom's been doing what she's supposed to be doing.
The carrots are good.
I'm not going to let her sabotage herself. If she can't be strong enough for herself to do it, I'm going to be strong for her.
That question has been answered. So far, Charity has been eating only what the hospital gives her. There's no outside food, and she seems to be getting used to it. I hope she can stick to that, but at the same time, it's not going to be easy.
But the doctor said I'm doing well enough to go home. I'm really proud of the weight I've lost.
We got Charity's health and a weight going in the right direction now for patients who show they can control their eating habit on their own.
That's intense. Dr. Now says that he wants to see if Charity can lose weight on her own. All this while, the hospital has been helping her make those decisions. Now he wants to know if she can lose weight all on her own. Let's see if she keeps up.
Are trying to lose.
Okay, but I am. Honey, you'll thank me later.
Get back in the car.
No, because we're getting rid of it. Sorry for your luck. I'm going extreme. I'm going hard because this is my surgery or not. It's what we have to do.
I mean, she isn't wrong. I love the fact that she's telling her husband and daughter to get rid of all the things that are bad for not just her, but also the both of them. They don't seem to be pleased with her decision, but guess what? It's not their call.
I know I have to show the doctor I can do this on my own, but I'm really anxious right now.
You're not in any pain right now, are you?
No. I can't weigh myself at home, so I have no idea what kind of progress I have made. I've been working really hard to do this. I just hope it's enough.
That is discouraging. Charity has been able to lose only 18 pounds in the past month, which is less than half of what she's meant to lose. We all know Dr. Now is going to be disappointed with this result.
My weight is up to 709.
You didn't lose the amount of weight I want you to, but 18 pounds show me that you can do this.
Well, that came as a shock. Definitely wasn't expecting him to say that. Dr. Now tells Charity that he will approve her for weight loss surgery, but would keep her in the hospital so she can cut down her weight to at least 700 pounds. That's amazing, and she is so excited.
Change the digestive system so she'll be able to eat small amount and get full real quick and help her to lose some weight. The pouch look okay, and there's no air leak, so we're in good shape. Close her up. Charity surgery went very well.
Charity undergoes her surgery, and from Dr. Now's opinion, she had a successful surgery. What's left for her now is to carry on with her weight loss, but first, they need to make sure she's okay to leave the hospital.
You're never ready for your parents to go. I wanted to lose the weight so I could go see her, but the weight stopped me from saying goodbye to my mom. I didn't lose enough in time. I want to see my family because you never know when it's their last day.
That is heartbreaking and devastating to hear. Charity's mom passed away, and it breaks her down into a million pieces. She hoped that she would be done with her weight loss journey before her mom passed, but sadly, that was not the case.
Since I found out about my mom's death, it's been really hard not to run to food. Food is what I know when I hurt. It's what I've known since I was a child. I could resist the cravings when things are good, and I don't know how to change that. I want to keep making progress, but it's just so hard right now. I don't know what to do.
I can't be the only one who saw this coming. After Charity's mom passed away, the only way she knew how to handle the situation was to go back to eating. That's just disappointing.
This is not good. I feel really discouraged right now. I know I haven't done great these past few months, but that's a lot less than I thought.
Perfect. Woo. Okay, thank you.
Well, she did this to herself. All she managed to lose was 11 pounds. She has just one job to do, and she fumbled it. Dr. Now is definitely not going to go east on her. It's sad to see that all her progress is going down the drain.
What are your hopes for yourself?
I want to get healthy, and I want to take care of myself. I want to be able to forgive everything and just move on.
Well, I think this is a good start to begin to kind of get those thoughts and feelings outside of yourself.
Let's just say she made the right choice going to therapy. Dr. Now told her that therapy would help her heal her internal wounds. Looks like he was right after all. Charity has been through so much, but at least she's been able to get it off her chest.
I'm going to do everything I can to do this. I'm not going to fail.
You make me sweat, look.
Today we're going to see Dr. Now and see if I qualify for skin surgery. I know I've made some progress because I can finally fit in a regular vehicle. It opens up a whole new world for me because I don't have to call an ambulance just to leave my house.
Wow, that's some insane progress Charity has made. She's cut down over 100 pounds, and she seems to be very excited. She has every reason to be given the fact that she's been through so much. I'm sure the doc will be proud of her results.
I'll approve you, and we're gonna schedule you for next month. This surgery will help Charity a lot. It's gonna help her to lose more weight and be more active.
Brittany is so fat that she has decided to stop allowing her husband to see her naked because she believes he will be so disgusted at the sight of her body that he would simply leave her. It is so bad that they have never had actual physical intercourse. You might think that is excessive, but when you see how she struggles with her daily routine, you kind of get the point a little bit. Her story begins like this.
Be inside of my body, it is pain. It is sadness. Most of the time, I'm like, maybe it'd be better if I just don't wake up, because every single day I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, what did you do to yourself? A human body should not look the way my body looks. It is the most disgusting thing in the world.
Who? That is actually disgusting. Brittany basically hides from the world and her husband and does nothing all day. The only time she gets up is when she needs to get a tasty treat or food. She is so tied to food that she cannot remember a time she did not have this sort of parasitic relationship with food. Here is what a regular mealtime looks like for Brittany.
Brittany alone could eat as much food as a normal family of four would order.
That's your wings.
I will eat until I feel like I'm gonna throw up, and then that doesn't even stop me. And when I'm done, I think I'm the most nastiest, most disgusting person in the world. And then I need to eat more to make me feel happy. And it's just a vicious cycle.
And that right there is the problem. When Brittany gets to Houston, she discovers that she weighs 605 pounds. And here is what Dr. Now had to say about her weight gain. Let us take a look.
So you're over 600 pounds. What do you think got you to this weight?
Emotional eating in general. Stress, depression, anxiety. But I also eat when I'm happy and when things are going good. I just eat.
Brittany clearly is a compulsive eater. This type of behavior is usually a result of emotional trauma.
Imagine being Brittany's husband here. He took Brittany to Dr. Now to get her weight checked out, but Dr. Now also thinks he is overweight and wants him to lose weight as well. Anyway, the point is that this eating habit is going to be difficult to break because Brittany's husband probably eats too much too and may be unable to tell her no.
So frequency of eating has to be only 3 times a day?
No snacks, like not even like
no
carrots or nothing?
No.
Okay.
There is no such thing like a healthy snack. If you change your habit, you should be able to lose 40 pounds in 1 month. This is going to be something that you both going to have to work on it.
I can do that.
So did Brittany and her husband do it? Well, she is disappointed she did not get the weight loss surgery immediately, but she is determined to make it work. She now writes down every single thing she eats and is counting her calories very seriously. So does that work?
Done really well. Stay within 1,200 calories, very little carbs. So I think I've done really well.
So the diet is working for you.
So am I on the right path? I'm doing okay?
Yeah, you're doing good.
Really?
You understand the process and you're able to make changes to your eating have it, so you're a good candidate for surgery.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
Brittany done very well. She's lost 35 pounds. She's not quite.
Dr. Now is impressed and sets her up for surgery for the next month. The surgery is successful, and Brittany comes out of it doing great. By the end of her episode, she had lost nearly 200 pounds.
The past few months have been amazing. I have made so much progress. I am doing so much more, and I have so much more energy.
I'm able to help Bill in the mornings, making breakfast, the laundry, and I clean, and it may sound really boring to someone.
As Brittany's losing the weight, she's definitely back to the Brittany I knew when I first met her. We're able to do more and more together, and the more and more she does, the happier she gets.
Nicole's episode is one of the craziest we have ever seen, and the fact that she can't fit through her bathroom door and has to be hosed down on her front porch like an animal is really what takes the cake. Believe me when I tell you, it is crazy. Can Dr. Now help her reach her goal? Who knows? Here is how her journey begins.
Dog in your backyard. You don't bathe your girlfriend. But I don't have another option, even though Charlie's very devoted to me. I feel very humiliated. I know Charlie says he doesn't mind, but it's not right that he has to do this for me.
Nicole tells me that it's very humiliating that I had to hose her butt.
Well, that is one interesting metaphor. Charlie may be willing to jump through flaming hoops for his girlfriend, but is he willing to not give her all the unhealthy food and snacks she asks for? Well, that is a bit complicated. Anyway, Nicole's parents are recovering addicts, but they stay with her under one interesting condition.
I found I was pregnant with my second child. Gave birth to Shelby. I'd put on so much weight, I either had to stay in bed all day or use a wheelchair to get around, which forced my parents to move in with me. But I made them promise that they were drug-free, and I told them if they brought drugs into my house, they would be gone in a heartbeat.
Maybe it is just me, but you probably should not gain so much weight that you have to invite your addict parents into your home to take care of you and help you take care of your kids. That is just not done. And of course, Nicole's mother flies off the handle sometimes too.
If I wasn't here, Lord only knows what would happen.
And my mom gets upset because I'm so big, I can't do anything.
What are you doing, Jaden? I'm sick of this. I need help with these damn kids.
She gets upset like she did when I was a child, and she takes it out on me and my kids.
This is not the greatest living condition, but somehow Nicole continues to put on weight even in that condition. Perhaps it has something to do with how much she eats. Let us see how that goes.
Exactly right. So it tastes as good as it should. And I'm not letting anyone mess it up. When I know that there's a meal being cooked, I just start getting really excited. Start craving the food. I need to know exactly what's being cooked, so I prepare mentally for it, and I just start freaking out.
Nicole's behavior with food is not normal.
That is a lot of food, even for someone at that size. Anyway, it is time for Nicole to make changes in her life, and the one way she can do this is by making that long trip to see Doctor. Now she knows Doctor. Now is her last chance, so she has made an appointment to see him.
Down here. It's stupid wood in here. It's stupid. Why would they put wood on a floor in a hotel? Say you counterdict and talk, you little. I about hit the floor and I had to hold my body weight up.
That is quite ironic, right? Nicole is the one who weighs over 600 pounds, and all of this is really her fault. Nicole and her family eventually get past that, and then they eventually meet Dr. Now, who has this to say to them.
Okay, I'm fine. Just hang on. We gotta get mommy on this bed.
We're gonna take the mattress and the box spring off. We're gonna put that down.
I'll slide the whole bed over that way.
It is a very difficult situation indeed. Dr. Now says that Nicole has to lose 30 pounds over the next month. He says if she follows his meal plan, he will have no problem giving her weight loss surgery after a few months. But that is only if she follows the plan. So does she? Let us see what happens at her next weigh-in.
And I really have no idea if I'm even close to that.
6, 7. The problem again?
I'm eating the best I can with the hotel. I found like some pre-cooked like grilled chicken and things like that I can microwave. My family's eating fast food and...
That is so true. Also, did you notice that Charlie, Nicole's boyfriend, has also put on some weight? Well, now you know. Dr. Now says Nicole has to stop blaming her family and needs to lose 30 pounds over the next month before he can approve her for weight loss surgery.
Giving up what we had to give, you know what I mean?
This ain't my fault. This is just a situation that happened that we got to get through together as a family. It doesn't help when I'm getting jumped every day over the situation.
I nag, I don't jump
My
on
mom
you.
nags me and says she wishes she was still in Ohio. I don't see none of you guys helping me. I'm
You got
literally
one laptop you won't let nobody use.
This is so tough. Will Nicole ever lose any weight? Well, the next time she has a weigh-in, she loses only 6 pounds, despite Dr. Now asking her to lose 30 pounds. Of course, Nicole has her own excuses.
we couldn't eat healthy, and my family would be eating.
I don't want any more excuses. You're still responsible for your choices and what you eat.
To be quite honest, I'm not having very much emotional support at home, and it's just made me upset at this point.
Being delusional makes things even worse. Then Dr. Now makes Nicole's challenge harder. He asks her to lose 30 pounds for 2 months in a row. He also asks her to see a therapist, and that kind of sorta maybe helps. After the 2 months, Nicole indeed loses the needed pounds and gets the surgery.
From a previous C-section, but I was able to manage it and still successfully perform the sleeve.